Hello, Dr. Ohl. This is Bob Pickett from St. Louis, Missouri.
Warm greetings from Angola, Indiana.
I'm Bernie Izzo in Chicago.
If I were to describe you in one word, it would be a wonderful administration.
One word to describe Dr. Ohl is fantastic.
Excellent.
Integrity, dedication, professionalism.
Admirable. Integrity. I know that's two words, and the third word would be professionalism.
Well, I think committed. I think Ferris was just committed to this institution and to the choir and to the Department of Music.
If you mentioned Ohl, you're mentioning Heidelberg. And his persona within the state, within the nation, any place he went, Dr. Ohl was Dr. Ohl from Heidelberg College. And anybody could be part of the choir. But they also knew the commitment that they had to make. It was hard, because if you didn't follow the rules, if you didn't do the things you had to do and be committed, and you weren't prepared, a couple of sessions with Dr. Ohl either put you in or put you out.
He was strict, and a lot of people were a little nervous around him.
When Dr. Ohl said, well, this is what we're going to do, that was the end of the conversation. That's what you did.
He was, at that time, very intense. And people told me, oh, Dr. Ohl's mellowed out a lot. And I was like, whoa, really?
People kind of feared him.
They hated him because he was a taskmaster. And they've always said, the Reichs particularly said, we hated him, but once they got out of school, they loved him to death.
He would come in at night and walk the upper halls to see who was in their assigned practice room. And if you weren't in your practice room the next day, he might call you in his office and just say, well, I noticed you weren't practicing last night.
And he walked in one night at a rehearsal or one afternoon, and he laid down the law. He said, in this choir, in my department, there will be no long hair, there will be no beards, no facial of any kind. And if I catch you at it, you're out of the choir.
I've had people guys tell me that Dr. Ohl would stop them in the hallway and give them $5 and say, go get a haircut.
But I remember him giving a couple of the guys $5 and saying, go down and get a haircut. If he thought the recitals went a little too long, his keys would start jingling in his pocket, or if it went really long, they would end up on the floor.
He said to me, you know what, you need to walk faster. And I said, what? Yeah, I grew up in the South, and so, you move a little slower. And he said, you'll look more purposeful. When you're going to class, carry a folder, walk fast down the hallway. Look like you have somewhere to go and look something you're doing.
A very fast walker. He used to mow his lawn in his Tiffin home, and I'd see him now and then. He was a fast walker, but when he mowed the grass, he was really fast.
On his cars, he loved to drive fast. And one time we were in his 98 Oldsmobile, and the gas attendant asked him to roll around the window. He said, could you turn the motor off? He says, you're gaining on me.
That was a fairly normal occurrence. He'd be driving down Coe Street reading his mail.
I think he drove fast. I can still remember him coming in the driveway out here.
The recruiting and work he and Dorothy did during some lean times at Heidelberg kept the college open, and that's not an exaggeration. When I started here, there were 680 students, and about 150 of them were music majors. And so really, it was the Department of Music that was keeping the college above water.
And I knew one of the things the Board of Trustees wanted to do is increase the number of people coming for Alumni Day, for fellows, but especially Alumni Day. So I thought, what about asking Dr. Ohl if he would direct the alumni choir? The first one was over 125 people who came back, not for Alumni Day, they came back for Dr. Ohl.
There's still a very big alumni base that is very loyal to Ferris. I would say perhaps more loyal to him personally even than to the choir. I've talked with many people who talked about that choir being the main thing that happened to them in college, the most important thing that they were part of, and the memories that they have of college really come back to being in that choir and the things they did.
Since graduating, I've sung in countless choruses, from Key Chorale in Sarasota, Florida, to the Philadelphia Singers Chorale with the Philadelphia Orchestra at Carnegie Hall, and I don't know how many in between. But none of them, none, has matched the thrill that I felt the first time I picked up my right foot and put it down to the processional with All Glory, Laud, and Honor with the Heidelberg College Concert Choir. It was amazing. This sea of men in tuxedos and women in black, it was just overwhelming. Truly a life-changing experience.
It set a course for my life as I spent 6.5 years after that touring around the country with a gospel choir called Festival of Praise, and that set the course for my life.
And I learned a lot from working with him. I really do. I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be the person I was today if I hadn't worked with Dr. O.
So it was way beyond music. And that's one of the things that I want to emphasize. It's not music. He prepared them for life.
We wish you a very happy 100th birthday.
Thanks for all the good memories.
Happy birthday, Dr. O.
Happy birthday to you. 100 glorious years of making music at Heidelberg.
Happy birthday, Dr. O. I love you and Mrs. O so much.